What is up, y'all? Another night of NBA playoff games. I'm not gonna lie, the games tonight, they were kind of mid compared to last night. I mean, especially the Pacers-Knicks game. The Timberwolves-Nuggets game was kind of a blowout, but the games tonight as a whole were kind of mid. You saw two blowouts. You saw the Celtics blow out the Cavaliers, and the Thunder blow out the Mavericks. So let's get right into the action. So yeah, the Celtics beat the Cavs 120 to 95. This game, I would say the Celtics just kind of ran away with it by halftime. I mean, they were only up like by double digits, but they always just kept that 20-point lead or that 10-point lead like the whole time during the game. Like they were just up 10 plus the entire rest of the way after half. Um, in terms of from the Cavaliers side, the only person who really stepped up was Donovan Mitchell with 33. He was balling out of his mind. Like, my God, this dude was trying so hard to get the Cavs back into the game. But you had Sam Merrill in there and all of the Cavs bench, a matter of fact, chucking up bricks. I mean, you had you had like no bench points this entire game. At least they were bricking threes the entire time. Actually, they did score a couple bench points, but my God, can they not shoot the three? Sam Merrill, more like Sam Azuro. If you know Pokemon, if you know, you know. But yeah, you can't blame Donovan Mitchell for this loss at all. This dude was trying his absolute hardest, making tough finish after tough finish. He didn't shoot the greatest from three, but at least he was chucking them up. You need more from Darius Garland, man. 14 is not enough. Evan Mobley was solid though. I mean, he had 17, but like defensively, you need more. You just need more from the supporting cast. Donovan Mitchell should not have to put up like 50 to win every single game. So you can't blame Donovan Mitchell for this loss at all. It's the supporting cast. George Niang, the Sixers broadcasters used to say bang bang George Niang every time he hits a three. This motherfucker has been clang clang the entire fucking playoffs. Shout out to George Niang though. I still like the guy. He's kind of goated. He's a dog. The Celtics, I mean, this is the most talented team in the NBA right here. Like the fact that Tatum has 18 and like a shitty shooting night and they still win by 25 is absolutely insane. In my opinion, I mean, that means Tatum's not the MVP. I never thought Tatum was the MVP. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I'm a Sixers fan, so I mean, kind of a Boston hater, but Tatum's not the MVP. When you have guys like him around doing this, like Derek White, 25, Jaylen Brown, 32, Peyton Pritchard, 16. That logo three he hit, it was either at the end of the half or at the end of the third quarter. That was insane. I think it was the end of the third, but that was wild. Like Tatum doesn't need to play well for them to win. It can be so many guys to step up. While it wasn't Sam Hauser or I mean, Luke Cornett was pretty solid, but like it doesn't have to be Tatum or Jaylen Brown, even though Jaylen Brown was the leading scorer for this. It doesn't have to be those two. They have so many players that can just step up on any given night. This team is stacked. They are full of role players that just make plays and are the elite at their roles. The Celtics have the best roster in the NBA from top to bottom, in my opinion. I personally think this series is going to be pretty quick for Boston. I think they're ending this in five. Maybe if Donovan Mitchell gets hot, six, but five. I think Boston's going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and we'll see who they play. But my guess is the Knicks. That could be a good series. But I mean, Boston's won the season series on that, so we'll see. But yeah, I punch in Boston for the Eastern Conference Finals. I know it's early, but come on now. This is the best roster in the NBA. So the Eastern Conference game was a blow up. The Western Conference game was a little bit closer, not towards the end, but first half, third quarter, half of the third quarter, it was pretty close. The main question for Dallas, though, Luka Doncic. If this dude is hurt or he's off, Dallas does not stand a chance. This is like what true MVP stuff is. Obviously, Luka did not play like an MVP tonight because he shot 6 for 19 from the field and 1 for 8 from three, and he had 5 turnovers. But when your best player plays like shit, you get killed. That's what an MVP is. They are dependent on you, and the Mavericks are completely dependent on Luka. Kyrie, he had 20. I mean, the box score says he's solid, but I thought at times he could have stepped up a little bit more. His stats overall were pretty good, but I thought he could have done more. I'm going to be honest. And he had 4 turnovers. That's also not that great. But that three he hit at the end of the third, my God, that was insane. I'm not going to lie. But they needed more of that from Kyrie tonight. Daniel Gafford, he was great defensively. I mean, 5 blocks. Are you kidding me? That's insane. But I feel like for every defensive play he made, there were just missed layups that made you want to gouge your eyes out at this dude. Oh my God. Yeah. Daniel Gafford, he was great, but he was ass at the same time. Um, Derek Jones Jr., he had some good dunks in this game. PJ Washington, I mean, he was PJ Washington. Actually, no. Sorry. Let me stop hating on PJ Washington. He's been good for the Mavericks since the trade deadline, but you need more. You need more out of Luka if you're gonna win. But PJ Washington's got to give you more. I mean, yeah, he didn't really give you much of anything tonight. He was just kind of a guy on the floor. But if the Mavericks are going to win this series, it's got to be through Luka. Whether that was because if Luka's hurt and he can't play, and if he's playing like this the whole series, the Mad, have I been calling them the Magic? I don't even know. Let me just stop. Um, the Mavs, they are fucked if Luka is playing like this. They are fucked if this is all Luka can give you. But I mean, if Luka can give you his MVP form, they can easily come back and contend in this series. Um, you didn't really get much off the bench outside of Jeff Green, or not Jeff Green, bro. My bad. I forget Josh Green. My fault. I forget his name. Bro, I don't know ball. I don't even know where you guys are listening to me. If you even are listening to me. Josh Green, he had 11, but he was a minus 20. So it's like, yeah, he was solid, but like Dallas's bench is ass. I mean, like these guys didn't really play, but like you need something from Green, Lively, Powell, and Hardaway, and they gave you absolutely nothing. I mean, Green gave you 11, but he was a minus 20. You get what I'm saying. You just need more all around from Dallas, but mainly you need Luka to play better. So that's enough about Dallas. Let's move on to the victors. OKC. Shea Gilgeous Alexander is a dog. He is a dog. He is him. This guy is big time. My God. He got it going there in the second half. First half, he was kind of living at the line. I think he took most of these free throws in the first half, if I'm correct. And then the second half, he just put his head down and he was being a dog. Giddy, he kind of sucked tonight. But Lou Dort, the torture chamber was alive tonight. Whether Luka was hurt or not, Dort was playing fantastic defense on Luka, forcing turnovers, forcing bad shots, forcing misses. Lou Dort was in his bag tonight, although he only had 7. He was plus 18. He was in his bag tonight. Chet had some good blocks. Overall, shot the ball pretty well from the field. It's the kind of game you want from Chet Holmgren. Yeah, and another guy. This guy really helped the Thunder punch the victory in tonight. J-Dub. He was ass the first 3 quarters. But then the second that fourth quarter started, the dog came out in him and he started knocking down shots and turned into an absolute dog. Thunder Arena was barking up a storm as that dude led the Thunder to victory. Yeah, off the bench, Aaron Wiggins. This guy was huge tonight. Aaron Wiggins was massive tonight for the Thunder. He hit some big threes. There was one I specifically remember. I think it was in the second quarter. That was massive. The game was like tied. The Mavericks came back, and then Aaron Wiggins just hit some threes and puts them back ahead. Aaron Wiggins was in his bag tonight. Jay Will was also solid tonight. He shot a 3 and he hit it. That's good. He had 9 rebounds. That's good. I mean, for 17 minutes, that's pretty productive. So, I mean, overall, very productive night from the Thunder outside of J Dub for the first 3 quarters, but that dude came to life. And Josh Giddey sucked tonight also. This dude, he was like, out of the guys who play meaningful minutes, he's like the only one with minus in plus minus. So, I mean, Josh Giddey was not in his bag tonight. I think this series all depends on Luka Doncic. If Luka Doncic can play like an MVP and play like himself, it could be a very exciting series. But if we're getting this version of Luka where he's hurt or he's just getting locked down, I'd expect the Thunder to take this in 5. I think if Luka's healthy, it could be a 6 or 7 game series. I think Mavs would win it. If the Mavs were to win, they would have to win it in 7. But I can also see OKC wrapping this up in 6 or 7, even with MVP Luka. Because I mean, they just have a bunch of dogs on their team. And regardless if Luka's healthy or not, Lou Dort is going to make Luka's life very difficult. And yeah, that's my take on this. Overall, it was a solid night of NBA hoops. I wish the games were closer and more exciting. But yeah, I'm just a guy who's yapping and doesn't know ball. Peace.